Hi everyone. No, this is not about telephones, not about lamps, not about plants, although I show you the few Sansevieриas I've got. Totally different subject, and I'm having a little bit of a rant, which I think I'm entitled to. Now then, I made this change before the electric and gas prices went sky high. It's nothing to do with costs. What they call it, change from one supplier to another. I didn't do it through U-Switch or any of them. I just applied to the companies concerned. The company I wanted to leave was Scottish Power. No reason about their costs or anything like that. It was simply because every time I was asked to give meter readings or do a FIT reading, which is to do with my solar display on the roof, it seems to change, and I was having a hell of a time. I'll be quite honest, I don't really do that well with computers, so I found that it was a bit tricky, and I thought, rather than this winding me up every time I gave my readings over, which it did wind me up, I decided to change, simply because of that. Nothing to do with costs. I don't think it matters who you go with, it's going to cost. Anyway, all this happened before the prices went up and before the hostilities in Russia and that part of the world. So it was just more or less independent. Anyhow, I changed over and it appeared that everything was going okay. Now, the company I wanted to go to, which my moan's about, so I won't mention their name, but just suffice to say that the service I got was not very good, and I'll tell you why and what is going on. The changing over the accounts was no problem. The new company required me to give meter readings each month, which they set out, and it was clear, and at least that stayed the same each month. It didn't change. So what I had to do each month remained the same. Just gave over my figures. There was a little game at the end where you have like a circle going round and giving out numbers. Whether anyone does win anything on that, I don't know. They probably do, but I haven't yet. Anyhow, that part was fine. They gave you sort of a chance, if you wrote the number in wrong, you could change it and send the correct reading. I did this and also kept a record of each month's meter readings for my use. I was interested to note that due to this very bright weather, the solar panel's been working overtime, and often the meter was seen to go in reverse. And I understand this is taken into consideration when you get your actual bill or you're charged. I didn't know this at the time, but it appears it does. They give the reading as either a minus reading or a plus reading, or is that the amount of money you've got in the bank? It is, to me, it's a bit complicated. Okay, as a lot of you know, I am number blind. I'm not stupid, far from it, but I am number blind. Now then, just before I changed over from Scottish Power to this new lot, I had sent off my fit reading. Now this is the feed-in tariff, and that is on a separate meter supplied by the company that installed my solar panels. I took that reading, sent it off to Scottish Power. They actually had it before I applied for this changeover. Now I was waiting to be asked the new reading on this from my new power supplier. Anyway, I heard nothing. Anyway, to cut a long story short, I contacted them, the new company, and I mentioned about this, that why hasn't everything been changed over? It looks like the feed-in tariff hasn't been changed. And they said, oh, you've got to apply for that. So they sent me a load of jargon or stuff online, which between you and the gatepost I didn't really understand. I said, no, that's no good. Send me a letter asking what I had to do. Now, once again, forms are not things I like or understand. It takes me a while to understand forms. I can do it eventually, but it just takes a little bit of time where someone else can whip through it and say, oh, that's so and so and so and so and so and so. Once I got the forms in way of a letter which came through the post, the postman delivered it, not on email or anything like that. The letter arrived to me. The contents told me exactly what to do. I had to sort out my instructions that I was originally given when the solar panels were installed. Fortunately, I kept them because I had all the information, the make of the meter, when it was installed, how much it cost, quite a bit. And they wanted my passport, a copy of my passport. Why on earth they needed that, I don't know. Anyhow, once again, cut a long story short, this was sent to me, now it must have been about 6 months ago. It was quite a while ago, I know. This was sent to me in a nice large envelope. In the envelope was a stamped addressed envelope to send it back to them, which I think went to their office in London, which I duly did, went to the post box, posted it, and thought, oh, that's good, this can all be sorted out. How wrong I was. Anyhow, after a long wait, I'll be honest, I'd forgotten all about it. Over 6 months wait, I'm sure it's over 6 months wait, I hadn't heard a thing, not a thing. So I rang up the company and they appeared to know nothing about it. Well, I said, you must have known about it because you've sent me the original instructions. So they looked at their records. They didn't seem to really know what they were doing. Anyhow, he said, oh yeah, we did send this. But they wouldn't give me an answer as if they had had my reply. They said, oh, it's probably gone to our London branch. I said, well, where are you? And they said, oh, in Brighton. I said, oh, that's funny. I said, look, can you sort it out? And I left it like that. I had in the meantime sent reminders by email asking them, well, look, there's a possibility, a chance that the original post from me has got lost, either in the post or at your office or something like that. Can you send me the new forms, and I'll start all over again and fill out the new forms. The next thing I know, I get a message back on email saying, oh no, we can't connect you unless you get a smart meter. So I said, well, thinking, well, this doesn't make sense. They first of all have given me the forms to apply, and then they're saying, oh no, we can't send you a copy of those forms again. You've got to have a smart meter. Well, I don't want a smart meter. In my opinion, the smart meters can be altered remotely. If you have a look at an article on YouTube by bigclive.com, he has stripped one of these meters down, and it makes quite interesting reading. I do subscribe to his channels, as a lot of us do, and they're very, very good. Anyhow, getting back to what I was saying, I was told, I'd say, a cock and bull story back from the company when I said that the meter was going backwards, and they said, oh, you've got to have the meter change, it's faulty. So I firmly said to them, no, it's not faulty, it's doing the right thing. Anyhow, to date, which is I don't know what the date is today, it's getting on a bit. It's on a Wednesday anyhow, it's Wednesday. I've heard nothing. I've checked my email each day expecting to get a nice answer, perhaps an apologetic answer. These instructions in the post, nothing at all. So, once again, I am not happy with what has happened. If anyone else is thinking about changing suppliers, which I don't think you can do at the moment due to the high cost of power, it can't be done. But anyhow, if anyone was thinking of this, they make out, or the main company who devised it, I think it's called Uswitch, when you hear their adverts on TV, they make out it's so simple. It's not. And if you have a feed-in tariff and you have solar panels or probably wind power, storage batteries, it's not easy. And I'm still waiting for my new company, which is a well-known one. I haven't made any mention of the name. My old company, which, as I said before, I only changed because I couldn't understand why they kept changing their actual website. I found it difficult, so that's the only reason it was changed. Anyhow, I don't know if anyone's got any ideas about this. I still wait with bated breath whether anything's going to come of it. I just don't know. Anyhow, sorry for that little rant. I will get back to my other more interesting items. I've just been informed that the Belgium phone has been put in the post, so I should be getting that soon. So we'll have a little look at that. My plants, I'm afraid, look diabolical. I've had awful trouble, and this hot weather hasn't helped. I've lost quite a few, partly through this dodgy compost which I was talking about. So I haven't been taking pictures of the plants unless you want to see a load of dead ones. So far this summer it has not been a very happy time, and of course things are not going to get easier. Costs that many people are going to have to pay will just go sky high. Partly the result of us selling off all our utility companies, whereas France gets its power much less than we do. We're just mugs being made to pay. Anyway, I'll wait and see what happens. I'm not holding my breath. I think a lot of people are going to freeze to death over winter. Very sad state of affairs. Anyhow, that's all I've got to say on this one. I haven't mentioned the company that I'm having the moan about. I haven't said anything derogatory. I've only stated what has happened and facts. And as you know, they record any conversations that I've had with the company by telephone. They presumably keep emails as well. So let the company feel free to listen to what I've said. I was very upset about the whole affair, I must admit. So anyhow, I'm going to shut up now and put this up on YouTube. I don't know how long I'll put it up for. Permanently, if you like. Anyhow, thanks again for watching and putting up with my moans and groans. Have another last look at the Sansevierias. Sansevieria cylindriifolia, Trifasciata laurentii. That's the one with the yellow stripe down the leaf. It's actually a chimera. Another cylindrica at the back. And now I've had these quite a while. So once again, thanks for watching. Thank you.